Book your driving lesson now at dla-driving.co.uk. Sponsored by DLA Driving Schools.
Hello and welcome to O1 The Town. My name's Dave. This is what we're going to talk about today. We had a huge opportunity miss as we fall to yet another relegation rival. We basically got Luton by Sheff United as they take all 3 points in a 3-1 win. We're going to talk about that game in more detail, of course. Our player focus today is Gabe Osho. He's been immense in the Luton Town shirt, absolutely immense. And we just asked for your views on him. As always, we'll have your 3-word reviews and much, much more. And welcome to the podcast, as usual, Bataro and Steve. How you all doing?
Hi. Evening, Dave. Yeah, very good, mate. Thank you.
Nice to be here. I mean, let's be honest, we'll talk about the game in more detail. Disappointing weekend, really. I suppose we went into that with a huge expectation, and it was a big opportunity missed.
Massive opportunity missed, but I'll be honest, the expectation, I'm not too sure, because I know we had a chat, I think last week, a chat in the pub obviously beforehand. We knew it was going to be tough, and it's a typical thing that, often does happen to us. So, I think it is what it is. But,
I think somewhat disappointing for me, Steve, is that the fact that, both the promoted clubs that came up with us have both done us over at our own house.
I think doing slightly different things, though. I mean, if you look at it, that was probably the first time in maybe 2.5, 3 years where we're the favourites and the opposition have come to us and said, right, break us down. You've got to say fair enough to Sheff United. They sat back, they packed midfield, so there was no room for us to run into. Therefore, there was no players for Barkley and Lukonga to pick out because they couldn't make the runs. Tactically, Sheff United got it spot on, mate.
Sorry, go on.
No,
I was about to say what Steve was saying there. They doubled up and tripled up on certain players, and they did a massive numbers, didn't they?
Yeah, they did, because there wasn't the runs being made because there wasn't the space.
Yep.
Barkley was having to hold onto the ball a little bit longer, and they got to him. It's not going to happen again. The likes of Man U and all the others, they're not going to adopt those tactics. So I'm not saying that we're going to start winning all the games again, but it will be back to the status quo of how it's been, and we will find it easier than we did last Saturday.
It was noticeable, Patara, in the game that there were several times when Alfie Doughty was pointing for a pass into a space, and that space closed up pretty quickly. You didn't get the ball.
Yeah,
it was all over the park. I mean, they were so tight. I mean, I don't know how many were they playing in midfield? Was it 5?
It certainly seemed like that.
It was very compact and it was just,
Ogbene didn't have chances to have a sort of a good run on a regular basis either. So, no, fair play.
The depth between the two lines, like the midfield and defensive line, I think was maybe about 8 or 9 yards, if that.
It was really congested.
It was ridiculous.
Well, we asked you for your 3-word reviews as awful as always.
It is awful.
It was just an awful day. I'll say that again. We asked you for 3-word reviews. Mark said very disappointing result. Rob, an off day. Jamie saw that coming. Andy lacked cutting edge. JG never too low. L, our worst performance. Lucia got tactics wrong. Chris, the Luton way. Paul, massive points dropped. And Darren, better team won. You can pick any one of those.
Better team won straight away. I'll pin that on there because I was saying to Steve about 5 minutes before recording, I thought, do you know what, fair play to Sheff United, as much as it hurts, and I can't stand Chris Wilder, they were very, very good, tactically brilliant.
Yeah.
From the off as well.
Yeah.
From the off, I was expecting us to really press, but we didn't get to do that, Steve, straight away.
No, they started brightly. They had really good opportunity within seconds, didn't they?
The first minute, wasn't it?
Yeah. I mean, really, you'd have expected him to have put that away. It was on his good foot and that. And then Archer missed an absolute howler about 5 minutes before he went 1-0 up.
Yeah.
Just one of those days. I mean, for me, never too low, because that really was a one-off how the opposition set up against us. That is not going to happen hardly at all for the rest of this season. It's a one-off.
And to be fair, can I just say as well, I feel like what they did to us, what they did to us, we do to a lot of teams. So we've got to appreciate that at the same time.
I mean, my mate at work, Tottenham fan, he said Sheffield United done exactly the same to them, and I think Spurs only got 2 really late goals to turn it around from being 1-0 down. So he knew exactly how it was.
What it's done for Sheffield United is give them a little bit of hope now, because that gap would have been 13 points and now it's 7.
Yeah.
And it will give them hope.
7. Wow.
Yeah, but it's not going to change where we are. It hasn't changed where we are.
No, and we have to be looking at the teams above us, not behind us. We've got to get 3 behind us, so we've got to look above and pull those teams down.
Yeah, and so you've got to look forward. So
I'm still confident we'll do it as well, so yeah.
Luton Town 1, Sheffield United 3. I think it was almost the same team, weren't we, this week when we first went out, that played at Newcastle?
Did Mengi start?
Oh, with the exception of Mengi, so there we go.
Yeah.
So it's a strong team, and you're right. We've already said Sheffield United started quick. Do you know what? When I said they did a Luton, what I felt was when they first come out Bataro, they were shutting us down so quick, giving us no time on the ball.
Aggressive press, and it worked very well for them. And like I say, in the first minute, they should have scored.
Well, that should have been a warning, Steve, really. I mean, McAtee should put that away, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, because he was on his left foot, which is normally... He's really, really good with it. But yeah, it just flashed past the post. But yeah, the warning signs were there.
I want to say to any Sheffield United fans that have stumbled on this, actually, you've got to be impressed with how they performed, the way that they stood back. I mean, given the possession ratio today, on Saturday, 75-25, they took practically all their chances.
Yeah, they did. But the thing is as well, they've taken some real hammerings this season, and it's been regular defeats. But they seemed really quite positive and up for it. But, maybe they felt that if they didn't win that game, then it was going to be too far. So maybe, it's not, your big day out, but it was a big game for them, and they did rise to the occasion.
I think I made a comment last week. Obviously, I don't know if people agree with it, whatever. But I said Sheffield United are not as bad as what the league table suggests, which might sound crazy because they've conceded probably 60 odd goals or whatever. But since Wilder's come in, they have looked a much better team all round. They're obviously fighting a bit more now. Yeah, they lost 5-1 or 5-0 last week or whatever it was.
Villa, was it?
Yeah. But you can accept that, but they look a lot better.
Well, I don't know about accepting. They wouldn't want to...
No, sorry. Well, yeah.
It's a hellishly difficult league for the likes of us going up and that. So, it's really difficult. But no, I haven't seen enough of them to be able to say, they've done this since Wilder's come in. On the day, on Saturday, they done a good job.
Done a number.
When you look at their form and you look at their results, people would have expected us to take the 8-0, 5-0, 5-0, 5-0 results. So to pick yourself up from that, and then, they've been in games most, but not the other week when they was at home. No, that was disastrous. But they have been in certain, like you said, Tottenham, and I just felt they were just in charge of it to start with. I mean, we were very strong. Don't get me wrong. We had 75% possession. We kept the ball well, but we didn't create much.
But
I think it was just off.
We did absolutely F all, as the saying goes.
Yeah, but that just backs up sort of how I sort of said the game unfolded.
Tactics and whatever else.
Yeah.
Like I said,
they stifled us. We didn't have any room to play in. So
and let's face it, that's probably their best performance of the season. I mean, I'm not seeing all their games, but I could imagine that's up there, because I'll tell you what, if we defended like they had on Saturday, I'd be so proud of that. Because that's what I say. So anyone who's listening who's a Sheffield United fan, well done. You've done a massive number on us, and I appreciate what they did as well. And it hurts, but it's so be it.
So you could see it coming, and 1-0 came. You just sensed they were going to score. The move down our right, flick down. Now, Osho wasn't as quick as he could have been, but did he just play the ball? He didn't play the ball correctly. I think there was just a little tap on the ball, and he got behind him.
I don't know if he got his sort of heel in the ground or something like that, but he tried to do. But it was Archer. He's not a slouch. People sort of picked up Newcastle when the ex-Everton lad sort of went past him. He's up against really fast players, and we know that Osho is no slouch at all. So, but I think he didn't get the tackle cleanly, and he was off and away. But again, how much credit has Gabe got in the bank for us? He's been been absolutely fantastic. So again, one off.
Disappointing to concede and relatively early concede. And then you're chasing the game and you're thinking, where is the chances coming? And genuinely in that first half, I genuinely can't remember any clear-cut opportunity for us.
No, I don't think there was. I don't think we had a shot on target, did we, in the first half?
Well, I just genuinely don't remember.
There wasn't the volume of crosses going in that we normally see. So I think Elijah was a bit more sort of isolated. He wasn't involved in the game as much. Over the game, there seems to be quite a few corners or crosses that we were trying to do near post, and every one of them just got cleared away. We didn't really get any of those ones right, which I'm surprised about.
I generally think Alfie had a poor day crossing from corners and set pieces. Overall, we had 20 shots on goal.
I can't believe that,
20 shots on goal, but just 5 on target. You got to pepper it better than that.
That's well below our normal sort of percentage, isn't it, though?
Well, yeah, but again, XG still better than expected goals, were still higher than Sheffield United. So,
do we get a point for that?
I wish. I just wish. So, I just want to talk about the penalty, the first penalty, and I'm the thing that riles me up a little bit. And we've said this before, so we're going to briefly talk about VAR. The game was rolling along, the cross went over. From where I was standing, so I'm the other end of the stadium with you guys, I could see the arm up. I saw it hit an arm.
Did you?
I saw it hit an arm. And I genuinely thought, oh, well, no one. I thought it was a
So you're talking about the one that we had given against us?
Burke,
the first
Burke,
penalty, against Burke. So I thought, okay, that's gone up. They've played on for like 2 or 3 minutes. That's what it felt like.
And no one complained.
No one complained.
Because no one appealed for it.
And then the guy who's based up at wherever they are gets a word in the referee's ear. As soon as he goes to that screen...
Yeah, it's given.
It's given.
Of course.
So they're reffing from not the pitch. The referee didn't see it. Serious, deliberate error, serious and whatever it's called. Serious and dangerous, I wanted to say there. It wasn't a penalty, was it?
No.
Well, it is how the stupid rules are at the moment. I think this evening on the radio, so this is Monday evening on the radio, they were talking about it, and they said that there's several referees that hate the interpretation of what the rule is. And they've got no say in it. If that's the rule, that's what they've got to uphold. But it was a nonsense. I think Robbie Edwards got it right. He said neither of them were penalties.
No, they weren't.
It was just absolute nonsense. No one appealed. Absolutely no one for our one. I don't think anyone saw anything.
No.
You're saying you saw it hit a hand. But, it came from over him. He was falling back, and his arm was
his arm was coming down as well.
Yeah, he's in a natural position. It's a farce of a rule.
So when the referee...
And 2 yards away as well, pretty much. But yeah.
It'll be interesting to hear what they say when they put this up on the show, because when the referee goes over there, he's saying to the ref, we've got a possible penalty here, possible deliberate handball. That's what he's got to say. Possible handball, arm out of position. I think we have a penalty. What do you think? What he should be saying to them there is, have a look. What do you think?
Yeah.
He shouldn't be telling him what he thinks. He should be saying, just have a look at this. What do you think? And if the referee's still happy with his on-field decision, he should go, no.
The thing is, you feel like referees, I think we discussed before, but referees, are they pressured now as well? Lad, go look at the screen or whatever. As soon as he goes to the screen, he's been advised to do it. Do you think he's pressured then to go and give a penalty or whatever the decision is?
You haven't seen, how many have you seen turned down?
I think there's only been one.
2, that's it, yeah.
Just the one.
It's crazy. Honestly, crazy. Honestly, sorry.
I know we've talked about this. We could talk about VAR all day long. He gave the penalty based on what he was told and what he saw on the screen. But he's also being advised in the screen, we think this because of this.
Yeah.
He should be asked to look at it on his own, go, check this out. What are your thoughts?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm happy it's still not a penalty. Fine, get on with it.
Yeah.
But as soon as they stopped the game, you knew he was going to get given against us.
The thing is, what is the point? What is the point of officials these days as well?
Well, they hold back so long.
So basically, for Lions, for example, I saw a game yesterday. There was an offside, major offside. Anyway, whatever. We're going back to it, but And it's just things like, offsides, and they know they're offside, for example. They can't put the flag up until,
till the play's unfolded.
So what's the point of having officials
just in case they make a mistake and they get lambasted
so
for
what's
it.
the point then? What's the point? You might as well get someone behind a computer screen going, do you know what, mate? Don't worry about it. We don't need lino. Someone's running through here. Like, we'll just go on the computer or digitally.
Look, we can talk about VAR all day long, and we'll never come to an agreement on it with everybody. Some people love it. Sheffield United clearly loved it on Saturday, and the penalty was taken super well. And 2-0 up, you get into half time thinking, if we just need one before the break, and we didn't get it. We didn't get that opportunity, so they shut us up there. We sort of started quite well second half.
Yeah. We tried to increase the intensity and sort of not ruffle a few feathers, but just try to get in amongst them. I mean, I think I can't remember what part of the second half it was. We sort of just got behind them sort of once or twice, and it was really difficult. And it might have been a little bit later on when Alfie got to the byline. But he screamed across,
smashed out,
right across. I think he was stretching for it. Well, it might have been Chong just done a little pass through towards him and that. But yeah, it was just picking up scraps really throughout the whole day, really.
So we only had one shot in the first half, so we had a couple in the second half fairly quickly, and then another contentious VAR decision. I mean, to be honest, I didn't see anything at all.
The penalty for us.
Penalty for us.
Yeah, great. Do you know what? If anything, I think it's a foul the other way. I won't lie.
I did see that one hit a hand, and I did sort of shout for it. But again, looking back, I don't think it was.
Do you think the thing is though? Did Adebayo push him as well?
Yeah.
So this is also don't get it wrong. We got the penalty fine. It sounds like I'm complaining, which I kind of am, to be fair, because it's weird. But it was shocking. I think that was worse than the first one, to be fair.
Yeah.
And we'll be honest about that. We got a penalty out of absolutely nothing. We sit there laughing. I mean, when I've seen it on the replay and back on the video on the phone, I go, what the fuck?
No, because I did appeal for it, but I say looking back,
you saw it, did you?
Yeah,
you saw it. I didn't see absolutely anything. I'm pretty much the same sort of area as you, and I. So.
You are.
Well, from where I was standing, Batara, I could see you jumping up and down. So,
could you?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's that base jacket. That's what it is.
Yeah, it's the jacket you wear. So you get this lifeline, and Carlton Morris, as always, quite reliable when he steps up, and dispatches it quite well. And now you're thinking, right, now we're back in, let's press on. But not a lot changed.
No, they were quite composed, Sheff Utd, actually, at that point. They just sort of went about their business again. And, I know they got the breakaway one, and that knocked the stuffing out of us. That was us pretty much done at that point.
And that was a poor goal to concede as well.
Yeah,
on many different levels.
There was several opportunities to have dealt with that better.
Right, so if we just break it down just a little bit, and I don't want to get on top of any players because we've been bloody superb this season. The first person to lose the ball though was Barkley in the midfield. He was looking for a pass. He didn't get a pass. He just sometimes, and I love the way he's been playing for this season. Yeah. But sometimes, don't you wish he let the ball go just a tiny bit earlier than he does?
But then didn't have three players around him as well.
He did.
All nibbling at him.
But see that's with hindsight, Dave. The amount of goals or very good opportunities he's created by holding on to that ball and making a dangerous pass. Someone said after the Newcastle game, or one of the TV guys, he wants to make dangerous passes. He could easily have done a sideways pass, but his whole ethos is hurting the opposition. And with that is the risk. And you've got to take that risk because it didn't work on that one occasion, but it has on several occasions that we have created goals or great opportunities because he has held on to it a bit longer.
As soon as he left his foot though, Batara, and they got possession, you're just thinking it's going to be a problem.
To be fair, the back three, I don't know what the hell was going on in the back three as well. I mean, maybe it's because you don't expect us to lose the ball in that situation and whatever else, but the back three were almost in a triangle at one point. I think Osho was like over to the right. I think
I was going to say there was a massive gap over to the right where the ball
went. Bell come across? Bell runs across. There's a massive gap here, and they're all like in a little small triangle over here. And all of a sudden, the space opens up, and you think, Christ! And obviously, like I say, there's. I think it's Osho. He could have. Did he win the ball back originally?
Yeah, he did. But then couldn't sort of get it cleared.
Yeah, that's the one.
He just couldn't get it out from under his feet.
And then, to be fair to the guy, is it Vinny Souza? Cracking finish.
It was a great finish.
Like
Kaminsky couldn't do anything about the
chance.
goal. He couldn't do anything about the first goal.
But the shape, I'll be honest, the shape was absolutely appalling though. On like, you know, when obviously these boys, we're not digging them out. Obviously, like we've done really well, and like we're still so proud of the team. But that is probably the worst bit of defending I've seen from Luton this season. I'll be honest. I personally believe that because they weren't ready for the ball to come back to him. Like like you lose the ball, like say from Barkley, maybe 35 yards out from goal or whatever, and all of a sudden the ball goes out to whoever, the guy who gets the ball from them. And all of a sudden they're all in one place. Like where's the shape? Where's the shape?
It was a proper sucker punch. We're normally so difficult to break down. Say again, it's one of those days where it didn't go right. It didn't work out. But you know,
in the first half, we could have conceded 4 times quite easily. It could have been a big result, and Sheffield United will take heart from this. I'm not sure who they're playing next, but they'll take heart from this. But we, like you said, Steve, we don't have to worry about them. We have to worry about the people above us. We have to worry about Crystal Palace. We have to worry about Nottingham Forest.
Yeah,
These are the people we need to catch and overtake. So it was a bit disappointing, really, because you know we've had 6 games where we haven't lost. And it's the first time actually we've lost against Sheffield United at home, apparently, since 1994.
Right, okay.
So that's a long time ago. Sheffield United fans would travel home really happy. You know, well done to them. And it just felt they had more players on the pitch. Every time you looked up, you saw yellow everywhere.
No, they were up for it on the day, undoubtedly.
It's not the end of the world, though. Look at the positives there. Nothing has changed at the bottom of that table. Zero has changed. We're still... you know, just behind Nottingham Forest.
We'd be stupid to sit here and go, oh, you know, this and that, panic stations. Because anyone who's panicking, you know what I mean? You can't, you cannot.
Right, so...
It's one setback and it's a minor setback. Look how well we've done against better teams, for example. So, yeah.
The must-win games, or the ones we need to win more. Well, listen, we're playing Liverpool soon. And, you know, if we get anything from that, it'd be a miracle.
Yeah.
We're playing Manchester United at home. Hopefully we can get a result there.
Yeah.
But the ones that we do have to win are when we play Crystal Palace, are when we play Nottingham Forest, because those ones are going to define our season much more than losing to the teams below us.
Exactly that.
But that's the thing, though. How many times we go up against a smaller team or a team in the lower half of the table, and we don't perform. Not saying. Sorry, I'm not saying that, by the way. Like we don't perform. I'm saying like we don't perform as well as we do against the bigger teams. It's almost like we, as a club or as a team, we thrive on the pressure of maybe facing like a Man City or a Liverpool.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. But you know, we done super well against to beat Palace at home, and you know we done really well Nottingham Forest away to come back. So you know, I think there's examples both ways on that, Batari, to be honest with you. But no, I mean. I said it before that this group of players, they've got the bit between their teeth, and they seldom fail to get their objective over the season. And I really am convinced that they're going to do it again.
I don't want to keep on, but that was the most disappointing performance of the season, wasn't it?
Really? What, more than Villa? Away?
Well, Villa away, you sort of expected that they were on a roll then. They were on a big roll. So yeah, I was super disappointed at Villa because I don't think we did ourselves justice. Okay, so let me rephrase that. It's the worst home performance we've had.
Okay.
I'm trying to think who lost to at home, to be fair. Or we
it doesn't matter. It's not even the losing; it's the manner of the defeat.
Yeah, no, of course. I think the fact that we kind of like, you know, hoped that we would get 3 points, and we'd be sitting there going, "Oh, look, we're looking at like 14th."
Well, everybody hopes that, because of the position that you are in.
It's the hope that kills you, isn't it?
But as the tactics sort of were set out and the way Sheffield United played, as I said, we were suddenly asking ourselves to. Totally changed from the counter-attacking high press team to having control of the ball and picking holes where there weren't any. You know, it was a massive change that we would have had to have undergone to have beaten them on the day the way they set out. You know, and it will be back to the status quo next week. You know, your Man U's and your Liverpools, they will be
take the game.
Yeah, they will be going at us, and quite rightly. But that will potentially give us some avenues and areas to play into. It's a massive change of asking what we've been doing day in, day out for a couple of years now.
Can I just say, it looks like we're very miserable and we're all happy.
No,
for this,
no,
aren't
I'm
we?
perfectly okay
Mate, you
with
look
it.
miserable as fuck.
I'm sitting next to you,
wait,
Batari.
oh no, that's it to be fair. Probably started showering for about 12 hours as well.
I think it was the disappointment, really. It's just that the disappointment was that, we missed, in my view, a massive opportunity to put it down to the other teams that, we're still on it. And we still could make
We
it.
are still on it, though. You know this.
I'm
we
not
all know
saying-
this, yeah. Sorry, I'm not saying that, but we all know we're on it, though, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not saying we're not on it, but, Rob Edwards said afterwards, it was a disappointing overall performance from us. It's not what we do. So we've got to draw a line over it.
Yeah.
But do you remember some of the games in League One when, we went up? It was... Some of the games were a slog where a team just sat back and said, go on, then break us down. And I think in those ones, when you got an early goal, that's when we were sort of steamrolled them, and the goal didn't come for us, and it's just the way the game went.
You win as a team, you lose as a team. It's not any individuals.
No, absolutely.
And on to next week, on to Manchester United. It'll be fun.
Look forward to it.
Yeah, I can't wait. We talked about Gabe Osho briefly in the game. There's a couple of minor points there that we felt he couldn't get the ball out of his feet. And the first goal, he's running after it and didn't quite make it, but he's been bloody good this season, hasn't he?
Amazing. For a player that stepped in, I think, was his first game against Villa, back from injury. And wow, ever since then, he's just gone from strength to strength, hasn't he?
Was that his first game of the season, the Villa one?
It was, yeah.
And because I remember we spoke about it at the time, he was obviously rusty, not match fit. But then the next game, he was just like
Sharp as anything,
man possessed. Yeah, I mean, his pace and reading of the game has got us out of numerous sticky situations during the season. So, no, he has been absolutely immense.
And it's crazy to think, gents, as well, right? He was one of those players last season, everyone looked at him and went, is he good enough to take the step up as well? Like, a lot of people thought that when we first signed him, is he going to get game time? Is he going to do this? He's going to do that? And...
He's
honestly,
improved him massively.
Yeah, like if you get that most improved player award, it'd be him.
Is Osho your first on the list when you're writing your team down?
I think you have to be fair. I think, like Steve just said, his pace and the fact that he can get out of positions with the ball as well. Like he can come from defence into midfield and whatever else, and he's just very athletic, isn't he? Like he's brilliant. Honestly, brilliant player.
I think with everyone available, if you're talking about the defence, it's going to be Mengi and Osho. Those two would be the first two that I'd be writing down every time.
What's his best attribute?
Athleticism. It's all round ability to run.
Yeah, he has, but he's also got a really calm head.
Yeah.
You look at the amount of times he'll drop a shoulder and go past the attacking line and go into midfield with the ball and then pick a pass. He was doing it last season, or there was a couple of times in the playoff game against Sunderland where every single touch of the ball was so scrutinised and tense and nerve-wracking. But there's a couple of times he just dropped shoulder past into midfield. So I think his calmness as well, unrivalled.
He scores the odd goal or two.
Does.
What was his last goal, by the way? I can't remember. Wasn't against
Sunderland.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah,
actually.
Yeah, I would imagine so. He got one.
He hasn't scored this season. No.
So he got one at Wembley, but that was ruled out, wasn't it, for offside?
Yeah, but he got a really nice goal at home one last season.
Most important one, eh?
The most important
that's
one.
It,
yeah, and that's let's say about that. To be fair, I love Gabe Osho. I think he's really
class,
good. We asked you briefly how did you rate his recent performances, and Kat said he's been solid and really stepped up to this league. Saturday was a bad day all round. Still have complete faith in him. Pete had an off day Saturday, but arguably took to the level quicker than most of the squad from last season. Would love to have him on the new contract.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that the staff are on that one.
You've got to, haven't you? I mean, I know that if a player decides to let a contract sort of run down, there's not a lot you can do, but I do find it disappointing.
Every single Luton Town player now in the Premier League is in the shop window. Every agent that looks after him are thinking we can get a better contract. But the likes of Ogbeni, if he keeps playing, the likes of Gabe, the likes of Eddie Bayo, it's how it works.
Yeah.
However, so they will be possibly advised, and I'm guessing now, if you run your contract down, you can get more out of this, especially if you move clubs, because there's no fees.
Yeah, because and then you've got teams that have been up there a couple of years. They've got so much more money to be able to throw at it. Yeah.
Duncan says, had a great season, but looking a little tired the last few games. He needs some support alongside him. I can't really argue he needs some support because they do. Gaz, having a great season, along with others, didn't have a great game on Saturday. This lad is a class act. I talk with Gabe often, and I can tell you he really gives 100% every game.
Yeah,
I'd like to say he does come across that he loves Luton Town.
Yeah, no, he does. He does. You know, we've spoken to him on a couple of occasions, haven't we? And
lovely bloke.
and he seems to get what Luton's about, and he seems to love it. He really does.
Ad says he's been class and a key reason as to why we started picking up points upon his return. But Tara, you touched on that. Chris says he's been amazing for us. People forget that he wasn't playing every week in the Championship and didn't get a pre-season due to injury. Like all the boys, he's stepped up and he's been great. Tim, I agree with everyone's take, really. Fabulous, quick defender. Just looked a little bit tired on Saturday. And Ed says, on the whole, he's been great for us. Yes, made a few mistakes, but so do all footballers. Even Barkley gave the ball away for one of their goals. He's talking about Sheffield United there. I just think because Gabe made similar mistakes at Newcastle than Sheffield United, people have noticed it. It was frustrating, but we need to keep backing him. And you know what? We are backing him.
Of course.
He wasn't the only player to make mistakes on Saturday, and I want to step away from mistakes. I want to concentrate on how good he's been for us.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really pleased with all of those comments, to be honest with you. You know, there might, I don't know if there was the odd one that was negative or not, but there certainly shouldn't be. But yeah, the pre-season thing as well. You know, you see some players that don't have a pre-season, and it's 2 or 3 months of playing and training before they're properly up to speed.
Yeah.
You know, he had that game against Villa, and then the next game he was bang 100%. You know,
I think that just says a lot about his mentality as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, probably probably his whole lifestyle, completely dedicated. But no, I'm delighted because all these comments are positive about him, and that's exactly what he deserves.
And the thing is as well, like obviously you see the videos of the boys, obviously, you know, going into training and messing about. He always seems like one of the biggest, like, what's the word, like the most happiest people, like happiest person on the planet. He loves life. Yeah, he's
always
loving
life.
Yeah.
I love his attitude.
Yeah,
as I say, watch out, Gabe. My mate loves you as well. So yeah,
I'd say I would be phenomenally disappointed if he did leave. I really would.
What sort of club comes in for someone like
anyone?
A Fulham, a West Ham, anyone of that sort of stature, I would suggest.
How old is he, by the way, gents?
Oh, he can't be old.
23?
Yeah, something like that. But okay, so
he's still a kid pretty much.
So here's the thing. Let's say he does roll down his contract. Luton would then surely have to think, right, what would it cost us to get someone of his ilk? You know, and it could be a £2 or £3 million transfer fee, for example, and then wages of X. So why not put a lot of that towards his new contract?
And the craziest thing as well, we got him a free agent from Reading.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
That's right. Because if we were to have to approach it that way, we know what we're getting. He's going to be immediately up to speed in that. So, you know, I can see a situation where we say, right, well, you sign on and we'll give you X amount as a signing on fee and then wages of what have you. But, you know, it just makes sense to really do everything we can to get him on a new one.
And if we get him on a new contract and then he goes, then we can profit from that.
And to be fair as well, like the level of performances this season from him, sorry. Yeah, excuse me. Jeez, yeah. It's tongue-tied there.
Yeah, you can tell that only one of us three have been drinking this evening.
Mate, that's not even the drink. I'm the second one tonight. But anyway.
Scotch.
I was going to say Scotch. I was like, where? Anyway, but no, I don't know what I'm saying. Just, yeah.
Listen, look, I want to round this off by saying it wasn't a dig or show at all. I think he's been a brilliant player for Luton Town. Everyone makes, you know, errors, and I wasn't even referring to that. So that, you know, I think we're all in the same thing. Club news also, Elijah nominated for EA Sports Player of the Month award. Rob Edwards is in the running for Barclays Manager of the Month award.
But both of those immense recognition.
Yeah, I mean, even if they don't win them, which is and I think the public vote is about 10% of who votes for it.
I know, but you know, just that is great accolades for what the whole club has been doing. Fair play to both of them.
It was going to be an emotional night when we go back to Bournemouth on Wednesday the 13th of March. I'm sure there'll be lots of congratulations to everyone that helped Tom Lockyer on that day, and then hopefully football talks for itself and we can get something out of that.
Good to see him back in the dugout as well the other day, wasn't it? Oh, lots. Yeah.
Very much so.
Coming up at home, next 5, we got the next 5 matches are we just every time we look, it's like Manchester United, Liverpool, Manchester City, Aston Villa, and then Crystal Palace. Obviously, the FA Cup is Tuesday night, 8 o'clock, live on ITV1. If you can't get a ticket, you'll be able to see it. When you watch Manchester City, we've got to be on total form, and they've got to have an off day, haven't they?
Yes.
Is it possible?
Of course,
is it possible?
There's a tick. We're gonna get 4 points and through to the next round of the cup.
Oh, nice, wasn't it?
Well, if that happens, Steve, I'll buy you a non-alcoholic beer.
Wonderful.
You might as well get them an alcoholic beer, to be fair, because they're about expensive as the ones anyway.
They are.
So,
no,
yeah.
I've got a feeling that we're going to win at Palace because,
Well, look, Palace might have a new manager by then.
yeah, but there's still their 2 best, most creative players are injured at the moment, and I think that they could be for a good few weeks. And I think if that's the case, then I think on our day we could easily win that one, and I think we'll get a point against Villa. But I can't. I think Man U at home and Liverpool away, I think it might be a little bit too much.
I'm going for a Man United home win.
Good.
Yeah.
It would be nice to beat
That's what
a
I'm
bigger
going for.
club, wouldn't it? It would be nice to beat a Manchester United of this division, or
We said it before the season started that we were going to get 1 or 2 biggies.
Yeah, yeah.
And I don't think we've had that yet. We haven't had that one,
He's so close, isn't we, as well?
Yeah,
That's the thing,
we have. So there's absolutely no reason why it can't be. I just think that Man U are getting a little bit of sort of continuity together at the moment.
just the wrong time for us, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. But, so we know what we're capable of. And I'm sure by the end of the season, we are going to have 1 or 2
Yeah, of course.
big
No,
scouts.
The thing is, Dave, you say it's probably the wrong time for us, right, to play them. It's about, obviously, the form they're on. But you don't think Sheffield United were probably thinking that Saturday? After we hadn't been beaten, in 6 games?
I would have thought, I genuinely, and I don't mean this derogatory to Luton Town at all, I would have thought that every Sheffield United player, every Sheffield United fan would have said Luton Town are beatable. But if they were playing Manchester United, they'd be going, well, we might have a chance. But they would come to Kenilworth Road and be positive they could get a result.
Well, yeah, because we're down in that part of the division, and we've been playing each other quite a few times over the last few years.
Talking of kick-off times, because of the good old Sky Television, Aston Villa's been moved to a 5:30. Doesn't it get a bit weird when this season seems to be stop-start?
Very much
and
so.
it's
Yeah.
so weird. But do you want to keep it on? Do you want to get used to it all the time? Because I think I could stay here for a few more seasons.
Of course.
I'd certainly
We have
like to stay here because I think some of the football that we're playing is just wonderful to watch. And I think it's heightened because you're playing against teams that can really, really hurt you. So, yeah, I would definitely like to stay, but 3 o'clock Saturday would be lovely.
Yeah, that's the thing.
A bit more often.
Yeah, well, that's the nature of the Premier League.
It
Sunday
is,
kickoffs
it
are
is.
doing my head. I'll be honest, at 4:30 on Sunday, I'm sitting there going, and then like just 4:30 on a Sunday, like, I just want to be, I don't know, in the pub.
What?
Well, you generally are.
No,
Yeah.
Generally are. Listen, it's been a joy talking to you boys as normal. It's going to be hell for me when I go on Football's 12th Man on Thursday night on the pod because the Sheffield United fans are going to give me some crap. So if you want to tune into that. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. If you're on YouTube watching us as you go, please leave some comments below. We read them all.
We do.
And we know we value what you input to our podcast. Thank you for that. Let's hope we can get a game and get in front against Manchester United, then we'll have a nice podcast that night. So thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Leave your comments and we'll see you soon. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
See ya.